Hi there. It's August 27th. Almost done with another summer. And time for Proverbs 27. Let's jump over there. And we're almost done with Proverbs, too. And these are still more. Still in the. Written by the. Solomon's Proverbs, which are written by the men of Hezekiah, king of Judah. Okay. Do not boast about tomorrow, for you do not know what a day may bring forth. A lot of that going on now, huh? Especially around voting season. Everybody's boasting about tomorrow, what they say they're going to do, right? Verse 2. Let another praise you and not your own mouth, a stranger and not your own lips. Oh, that's important, right? Don't boast, okay? Let somebody else build you up. Be humble. Above all else, you should be humble. Okay? Can't stress that enough. Hey, verse 3. A stone is heavy and sand is weighty, but a fool's provocation is heavier than both. You know, it says to stay away from fools, all these places. Just walk away from them, because when fools provoke you, it's more heavier than stone or sand. Okay? For wrath is cruel and anger is overwhelming, but who can stand before jealousy? Right. Jealousy is the worst kind of anger, okay? Because jealousy always involves betrayal of somebody you trusted. Okay? And that hurts your spirit and your soul, and it just very few people can stand before that. 5. Better is open rebuke than hidden love. You think so? Sometimes. 6. Faithful are the wounds of a friend. Profuse are the kisses of an enemy. Profuse. That's weird. Profuse. I forgot to mark my Bible here. What is that? That is verse 6. Let's jump over here. Is this working today? Yeah, kind of. In the New International Version, it says, trusting. Oh, wait, 1.7. That would have been weird. Wounds from a friend are better than many kisses from an enemy. Same thing in the NIV. Faithful are the wounds of a friend, but kisses of an enemy are deceitful. So, yes, in all the other versions, it says, faithful are the wounds of a friend, right? If somebody hurt you for a good reason, stuff you just needed to know, you need to know you're going in the wrong direction, like an intervention, okay? Somebody loves you and they intervene on something, a path you're going down that's really bad, versus the one who's taken you down that path, and oh, it's great, it's wonderful, right? Pretty cool. Okay, 7. He who is stated or full, just ate, loathes honey. But to one who is hungry, everything bitter is sweet, right? It's just a statement. You're full, oh, I couldn't eat another bite. I have a piece of cake. Right. Couldn't even eat that. You're so full. But to somebody who's starving, a piece of moldy bread is sweet. Something to think about, huh? 8, like a bird that strays from its nest is a man who strays from his home. Right. You stray from your nest too often, And somebody's going to come in and steal your eggs or steal your nest and play in your own backyard, right? Oil and perfume make the heart glad, but the soul is torn by trouble. That's just weird. The sweetness of his friend from hearty counsel. Now let's go over here. Yeah. The heartfelt counsel of a friend is as sweet as perfume and incense. The pleasantness of one's friend springs from his earnest counsel. Okay, that's just weird the way they said that, okay? That's just weird. It's just weird. This says, the earnest counsel of a friend is as sweet as oil and perfume. So, yeah, they got that kind of turned around, don't they? Okay, 10. Your friend and your father's friend do not forsake, and do not go to your brother's house in the day of your calamity. Always keep your friends and your father's friends, right? People in your church. And don't go to your brother's house. Now, for me, I mean, this says something. I mean, if your brother lived next door, that'd be one thing. But my brother lives 700 miles away, okay? And I have closer friends that if something terrible were to happen, I could go to them. Better as a neighbor who is near than a brother who is far away. Okay? Okay, 11. Be wise, my son, and make my heart glad, that I may answer him who reproaches me. Teach your children well. Teach your children well. So you never have to question if somebody comes and reproaches you. Do you know what your son did? And you could confidently say, no, my son would never do that. So I know you're lying. 12. A prudent man sees danger and hides himself, but the simple go on and suffer for it. Prudent man sees danger. You see all these protests and all this stuff going on. Stay away from that stuff. Okay, just go hide out until they're gone, taken care of. They're not taking over the world. They're just destroying things and screaming and shouting. Right? Very few people listen to them. They just cause trouble. You're better off just staying away from them. Right? But the simple, you go blundering into the middle of that stuff and you're going to come out with some pain. Okay, more about co-signing. Take a man's garment when he has given surety for a stranger, and hold him in pledge when he gives surety for foreigners. And Solomon was very much against co-signing. You should never co-sign somebody else's loan. Okay, that makes you responsible to somebody, a foreigner, somebody you don't even know. Now you're responsible for paying them money if your friend backs out. Okay. Just don't do that. There's a little note there. 14. He who blesses his neighbor with a loud voice rises early in the morning will be counted as cursing. All right. Now, I've always been a very early riser. I get up, before the sun most days. And I have friends who don't, okay? I'm not going to go calling them up like, oh, yeah, wake up, let's go. They're going to take that the wrong way. They're going to take that as cursing you, okay? 15. A continual dripping on a rainy day and a contentious woman are alike. To restrain her is to restrain the wind, or to grasp oil in one's right hand. Okay? That's Solomon talking about his 700 wives again. Okay? Can't even imagine. 17. Iron sharpens iron as one man sharpens another. That's more important than you think it is, okay? If you want to be a mechanic and learn how to fix cars, okay, are you going to hang around with bakers and chefs? No, you're going to hang around with other mechanics that know their stuff. Okay? I spent most of my career as the first part as a computer technician, right? Highly trained. But there's stuff you didn't know because it was changing so fast. So a group of us together, 5 or 6 technicians, we're doing a very large job for a corporate building or something. And we learned off of each other, okay? Iron sharpens iron, you know? You don't know everything, but everybody in a group knows different stuff, okay? And they teach each other stuff they know that the other person didn't know. And everyone becomes sharper. Iron sharpens iron. If you want to learn to do something, hang out with people that are doing it. Okay? 18, he who tends a fig tree will eat its fruit, and he who guards his master will be honored. Now, what was the law back then that whoever was tending your crops or your fruits or your olive trees or your fig trees, they were allowed to eat off the tree as much as they wanted, okay, because they were tending your crop. They were allowed to take so much wheat because they were tending your fields. Okay? That was a law. Okay? Outsiders couldn't because that was stealing, but he who tends the fig tree will eat its fruit. 19, as in water, face answers to face. Wow. So the mind of man reflects the man. Huh. Now this Revised Standard Version is very strange. Today there wasn't a lot of mirrors back then, but as a water reflects your face, so the mind of man reflects the man. Like, let's read that over. 19. Okay. And it doesn't even say mind in these, I don't think. Let's see, it says in the NLT, as the face is reflected in water, so the heart reflects the person. As water reflects a face, so a man's heart reflects the man. Heart reveals the man. Heart. So, where do you think they got this from? I don't know. Okay. It says the heart, not the mind. The mind and the heart are two totally different things. So, as water reflects the face, so the heart of man reflects the man. Heart, not mind. This is not right. That's not right. So, but you study different versions because that makes you look at all versions. We looked at 5 versions and 4 of them, 5 totally different translations, and 4 of them said heart. Okay. And only one of them said mind. So you have to take weigh it, and I think heart is what it's supposed to say. And that's right. Your heart reflects the man. Some people you can tell if they're good or not just by watching them. 20, Sheol and Abaddon are never satisfied, and never satisfied are the eyes of man. That's basically the same. The problem with everything today is that we are never satisfied, okay? We never have enough. Every time, even if you buy something brand new, the next day something's new and you're going, oh man, I wish I had that one. And if you look today, I lived in a 200-year-old house, very large house, considered a mansion, which was only like 3,000 square feet, which by today's standards is just a house, but 200 years ago, it was a huge mansion, okay? And even in that old home, the closets were very small, okay? The clothes presses, okay? They were only you know, about a foot and a half deep and maybe 4 feet wide, you know, in the bedrooms. People didn't have a lot back then, okay? Even wealthy people didn't store lots and lots of stuff. I mean, they had lots of, the butler's pantry had a huge cupboards in it because they had a lot of dishes back then. That's what they liked to collect was dishes. But today we have huge walk-in closets and garages and barns and storage sheds and people rent storage space to put crap in there that they never look at just because they want to have stuff. Okay? And why is that? Because the eyes of men are never satisfied. If you find somebody who is truly satisfied with everything they have and they don't want anything else, that's a rich person right there. And they don't have a lot of money and stuff, but they're happy and thankful for what they have. Yeah. That's just a statement. Never satisfied are the eyes of man. 21. The crucible is for silver and the furnace is for gold, and a man is judged by his praise. Okay. Now, we've talked enough about this crucible and the furnace and smelting and melting metal. When you melt it into a liquid, all the stuff always floats to the top, and you scrape it off and throw it away so you can tell. You can tell how pure silver is by melting it. A man is judged by his praise. Right? What are people saying about him? Right? What are people saying about him? That's how men are judged. Not that you want to be judged that way, but you want to have a good reputation. This is about reputation. 22. Crush a fool in a mortar with a pestle along with crushed grain, yet his foolishness will not depart from him. Now that's kind of a weird word picture, isn't it? Okay. You can't separate a fool from his foolishness, even if you crush him with grain. Yeah. Okay. Now this whole thing goes together. Okay? And it's a lesson. Know well the condition of your flocks and give attention to your herds, for riches do not last forever. And does a crown endure to all generations? No. When the grass is gone and the new growth appears, and the herbage of the mountains is gathered, herbage. The lambs will provide your clothing, and the goats the price of a field. There will be enough goat's milk for your food, and the food of your household, and maintenance for your maintenance. So, it's basically saying men, and I'm going to say men here. Know well the condition of your flocks and your herds. Okay? That was their bank accounts back then. Know well your finances. Know how much money you have in the bank. Know when your bills are due. Don't leave that to somebody else, okay? You know that stuff. You get to know it. You take care of it. You take responsibility, right? And if you do, you won't have to worry about, right? What's happening next week, or where are we going to get this, or how are we going to get this? You'll know because you've planned and you know the condition of your books and your finances and your bank accounts, right? And if you do that, there'll be enough goat's milk for your food and the food of your household and the maintenance of your maintenance. Okay, so you'll be able to, right, feed your house, feed your kids, pay your bills. So there you have it. That's Proverbs 27. We didn't highlight too much. We highlighted more, as this stuff comes second nature, we highlight less and less. So, but the important stuff we highlighted too. Let another praise you and not your own mouth, a stranger, not your own lips. Don't brag. Okay, just don't brag. Nobody likes a braggart. Nobody likes haughty, pride, arrogant scoffer is what that's called. Don't do that. Okay, we highlighted 4. Wrath is cruel and anger is overwhelming, but who can stand before jealousy? The worst kind of anger. betrayal of a loved one, usually. Okay? Traitor, the worst kind of anger. Because you can't satiate that anger. You can't make it go away. When somebody is angry and wrathful and screaming, and you calm them down, that goes away and it's fine. Okay? They're not angry anymore. Jealousy doesn't do that. Once you've been betrayed, that betrayal stays there. Okay? And you can forgive that person and move on, but it never really leaves you, does it? Okay, we highlighted 11. Be wise, my son, and make my heart glad, that I may answer him who reproaches me. Teach your children to naturally do the right thing. Okay? So when somebody comes accusing you of your children doing something wrong, you can confidently say they would never do that. So I know you got this information somewhere else. All right? Important stuff. And 17, iron sharpens iron and one man sharpens another. All right? Iron sharpens iron. Okay? It's saying that for a reason. Okay? A computer technician will make another computer technician smarter when they get together. Okay? A baker will make another baker smarter when they get together and learn stuff from each other. You know, iron, you can put anything you want in there. You know, Bible study. People studying the Bible will sharpen other people studying the Bible because you see different things. Okay? Iron sharpens iron, and one man sharpens another. Very important. Okay, we went into this in length. Sheol and Abaddon are never satisfied, and never satisfied are the eyes of man. Never get enough, do you? It's never enough. Okay? Never enough. Right? As a worship leader, the God singer, why do I have 6 guitars? Because one guitar wasn't enough, right? Eyes of man are never satisfied. And 23 through 27, we won't read the whole thing again, but know well the condition of your finances, your flocks, your herds, your bills, your bank accounts, your pantry, you know. Know all this stuff. Know what you need. Know how to get it. All right? Plan ahead. So, there you have it. That is Proverbs 27, August 27th. Good stuff in there. We're just about wrapping it up. They're going to be, there's more tomorrow, and then the same thing. Yeah, the next 2 chapters is all about the sayings that Solomon's sayings that these guys put together. The king of Judah didn't learn from it. Now we're finding out through the Bible in a year. We're right in the middle of this, and Judah and Jerusalem have both been destroyed by the Babylonians because they strayed away and wouldn't listen. And right now we are in Ezekiel, which is one of the minor prophets that were with the exiled Israelites that were exiled to Babylon. And he's trying to tell them, God's speaking to them. Do they listen? Hardly. But we'll get to that. Stay tuned for that later on. We're on day 230 of our, I think 230, maybe it's more. I can check real quick. 240. We're on 240 of our Through the Bible in a Year. So stay tuned for that later on. But until then, remember, stay humble. See you next time.